everyone. Here we are back with another tech talk on why use Golang. If you are planning to develop or streamline an application for your business, the foremost and most crucial step is to choose technology that works best for your product. In the industry where we have so many powerful technologies, it is obviously very confusing that which technology would work best for your business. There are a number of technologies and options available like Ruby, Node.js, and Python. And the question is, why use Golang? Like, what are the technical and business aspects which are fulfilled by Golang, and we should go for Golang? Developers often claim that Golang is perfect to develop the projects with high security, high speed, and high modularity. To know more about Golang and to answer the question of why use Golang, we are in conversation with Bacon's highly skilled Golang developer, Sourabh Chakravarty. He has been working with Golang for past 10 years. So, hello Saurabh. Thank you for taking your valuable time for our tech talk on why use Golang.
Yeah, hi there. Hi everyone. So, hello Archita. Thank you for having me here, where I can share my knowledge and benefits for the viewers using my experience over Golang and why we use Golang for our in as per current scenarios and as per current markets, as per current market technologies, others. So, why we use Golang? So, I can definitely share my thoughts over that.
Pleasure's all mine, Saurabh. So you have working with Golang for almost 10 years and simultaneously you have also worked on different projects with Node.js and Python as their backend technology. So what do you think if we are comparing Golang with Node.js and Python or Ruby, why Golang is a better choice? Why one should go with Golang?
Yeah, so I can tell you on behalf of my experience of working with different technologies right now with different projects I'm worked on. So while working on few projects, I have closely observed the behavior of Node.js and Python over Golang as well. So first of all, I would like to say that what I believe is one cannot and should not compare the technologies directly, right? Without knowing the core requirements of the business. So because there are so many aspects which makes each and every technology different from each other, like with Golang, which is statically typed and that is more robust in nature, but that is not asynchronous in how Node.js work is. So their IT market has a lot of technologies to offer. What one can do is study the tech stack and decide what's the best suitable for their business domain as well. But here we are here comparing the technologies. So on that behalf, we can consider some crucial point over, right? So the first point is that how the language is support our product, that is productivity and simplicity, which is the most important and crucial aspect for every programming language. So when we talk about productivity, when productivity is taken into consideration, Golang is the most suitable language to become a more productive programmer. To become a more productive programmer, the syntax is limited and the libraries of packages are less heavy. It is quicker to get work done in fewer lines of code as well, as there is less code available to write. Other technologies and other languages have the edge in terms of versatility solely because of number of libraries and range of syntax. So I can say in this battle, which is more productive language, so Golang win because it is designed to be more productive and simpler to debug, and most importantly, it's easier to read as well. Uh, as per my experience, I can say the second most important point is that concurrency. Okay, so modern applications are built for real-time collaboration and increasingly rely on microservices. Like we can see with Java, microservices are dependent with each and every independent module aspect. Okay, a language that has a built-in feature to support concurrent web requests is highly desirable in current time scenarios. So Go manages concurrency efficiently. while keeping the execution straightforward. It enables the connection with millions of users for a single instance, I can say particularly, and interaction with any number of services without blocking web requests, right? And the third most crucial point is performance. And performance-wise, Golang graces fast high-level languages like Java in performance, because it can be compiled directly and does not need a virtual machine to convert the code into a machine-readable format. The code executes fast, similar to JavaScript on a web page. Moreover, sub-million-seconds garbage collection pauses in Golang help to avoid loading delays, boosting application speeds likewise. So in that scenarios, I can say that Golang is more preferable. Why Golang is more preferred over any other programming languages right now? Yeah.
Okay, so summing up the section, we are having three crucial parameters. That is, first is productivity with simplicity, second
Mm,
concurrency, and third is performance.
yeah.
So yeah, that was very insightful actually. Thank you so much for sharing this information with us. So we can conclude that Golang's strength lies in its streamlined and concurrency and optimized memory management. It's clean code and garbage collector and static type make development very easy. This were the technical comparisons that we have made with different technologies. So, using your experience, what can you share if we are taking the next topic on our table, that is business aspects of why use Golang?
Yeah, so for why we use Golang, so there are lots of same scenarios are there with me while I'm working with Golang. I will share one scenario with you where I had to take a call with a potential client and we discussed the technical prospects of why Golang is better for their product. Okay, so it took hours of conversation to convince the client for choosing Golang in their tech stack. In that process, I analyzed a few basic business perspective that a decision maker would have. Okay, on that basis, I can surely share my insight. Based on this, I should add 2 points here. Those can totally relate the topic as why we use Golang for our business and for our product. So the first point is that less time and money to develop an app. That's how Golang is actually more feasible in like business. Okay, so the faster product development leads to faster product launch. Definitely, we can say that Golang has one of the most fundamental programming libraries, or we can say packages, which we use in Golang, because they are or totally independent packages, and we can use directly in our code wherever we require. So this make it highly speedy and for developers as they need not write all the codes over and over again. So the package is there, so they can directly call that all the functions entirely, which are inbuilt in that particular package. So those are not required to call every function each and every time. So that will give us the boost to the product as well. So and thus the developer can develop product faster using Golang. Also you can you don't need a massive text type if you are using Golang. If you are beginner, you can read and get all the like compatibility with Golang within a few span of time. And the point is scalability. The scalability, you can say, it is often an important factor when selecting the programming language for a project, where Golang offers greater scope for scalability as well. It offers the possibility for the execution of multiple functionalities to run at the same time. What we discussed about the concurrency previously. So in that aspect, Golang is very much faster in server as well. So basically, Golang is particularly used for servers as well to run the code and entire project and product as well. When you choose Golang, you can use it for a longer period in the future as well. Also, Golang is flexible language and able to solve a lot of problems. You can use it for system and network programming. Like I said, it's actually the server language, what we are calling right now. And for big data, for machine learning, for audio and video editing, and many other more. So these are main 2 points actually which can relate that how, why, and how we can use Golang for our projects and product.
Okay, so concluding the last section, we are having two things to keep in mind, that is less time and money to develop an application and scalability. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's great. After business aspects, you have been working with Golang for like almost 10 years, as you have mentioned before. So, what do you love about Golang? What are the technical advantages and what kept you going with Golang, even if there are so many backend technologies available in the market?
See, first of all, I can say that actually Golang is a statically typed. So if you are working with Golang, then you should have to know that without like removing every error from the code, you are not able to run the code from initially to any point. With other technologies, this is not the type that other technologies use, because in the asynchronous nature, with asynchronous nature, if there are any error with the code, they will execute the script as well, but they won't like stop you whether you need to remove all the errors from the code before running it or compiling it. So there are many other advantages for using Golang. So there are some points I will add for those particularly. So the foremost advantage of Go is that it has a very easy learning curve. This is not one of those programs like that take months to pick up. And if you are a beginner, you can easily get through with the syntax in no time. Also, it's a lot easier to solve issue once you have a hang on the basic Golang language. Like what I said, for a beginner, it is very easy because the syntax is very easy. Likewise, like with Python, it's a very easy syntax. So as well with the Golang, because there is no actual OOPS concept included in Golang. So there are references we can use for the OOPS concepts within the Golang, so which we can use with Golang. But it's a very easy syntax if you need to learn like structures, what are structures, interfaces. So those are the main actual very easy language as per my perspective. And as an active developer community, it's a simple language yet incredibly fast, which is why more developers prefer Golang over other languages. Okay, so currently over 1 million developers are proficient at working with Golang. This number is expected to grow even more in the future, because Golang having a strong and active developer community ensures that there will always be support available for any issues faced during the development process. So this is the most like I can say uh, very easy in comparison to other languages. And there is no there's a main aspect where where with Golang you worry less about the app crashing, because what I said earlier, before compiling the project you need to like remove each and every error from the from the code, because besides that it won't compile. So that was the most incredible feature of Golang right now. And at the last, Golang is a flexible language. You can use it for system and network programming, like what I earlier discussed: big data, machine learning, machine learning, audio and video editing, and many other items.
Okay, so yeah, that's super great. Actually, what else a developer or a decision maker would need? Golang has basically covered every advantage that is needed, that is flexibility, so huge developer supportive community, and then worrying less about app crashing, and the learning curve, as you said, of Golang is very simple. So, but yeah, sort of, we all know that every coin has two sides. So, if Golang has so many advantages, there might be a few disadvantage as well. So, please shed some light on that.
Like what I said earlier, because every programming language has advantages and disadvantages. So on working with different languages, I really have that points with me. because I know that none of the things are absolutely perfect in the current time scenario. Okay, for Golang, the creators of Go wanted to make it similar to C to simplify the implementation, right? And they did it. Moreover, Go become a pretty good choice for single page apps, providing all the basic UI elements. Okay, but however, Go doesn't have its own UI library. For you and your developers, this means quite a lot of time and knowledge are required to connect a library to your app instead of using some kind of native solution as with say Python or Java. So basically the single disadvantage which actually Golang have, that it's don't have its GUI library with it. So you need to connect with other languages as well as for the front end, so it will work directly like with the microservices and APIs. So you need to particularly add a front end with Golang services. That's what actually the main disadvantage of Golang currently in current scenario. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so far we have discussed technical and business aspects of why use Golang. So after discussing these advantages and disadvantages, what do you think, which are the projects that work best with Golang? Like which?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the point. In current time scenario, we can see Golang in each and every aspect of each and every business kind of where we are using Golang as for the backend as because mainly Golang is used for as a backend server. Okay, so there are many other projects which uses Golang particularly as a main backend for their projects. So first, I can say for cloud servers, because actually it's a server language. So cloud services uses Go as per their main backend. So as the creator of Go, Golang is using this language to provide. Google is using this language to provide cloud infrastructure. It offers top performance and scalability to the Google Cloud platform. But there are even more well-known cloud businesses out there using Go for the same reasons. Likewise, for their backend, they are using Golang for their projects to interconnect microservices, which will offer with modular, with each and every module, they can act differently. And if there is some issues or updates we need to do, we can do it directly with the module. So there are some reasons why other services also using this Golang as their backend, like Dropbox, Terraform, Kubernetes, and Docker as well, because those are built with Golang backend only. And other business, I can say that media platforms, you can say directly they are using uh, most of the backend with Golang, like YouTube, SoundCloud, and Netflix choose to go to fight with the high loads of their sites, right? Because even though because it's based on the server, like how the server will act, the services get affected by them. So SoundCloud uses this language for deploy some internal services within their complex projects. Likewise, other business, I can say that news outlets also are using this Golang as a their backend. Back in 2012, the BBC, yep, it was a surprise to us too, started using Go for the backend development and some of the elements of the internal analytics services. Likewise, and current market scenarios, we can say that on-demand services are also using Go as a backend. Likewise, the taxi giant Uber was also looking to improve map processing speeds as people loaded geofence lookups, sending literally thousands of queries per second. So Go helped Uber significantly reduce the timing of providing services to user, which was much appreciated by the users. Uh, I can say aside from this, the services and products group provides good tooling for mobile app development, because like I say previously, with the backend you need a front end to add. So this will give us the boom that the complete load is not on the particular language. So it will differentiate with Golang as a backend and front end with like React or native anything. So this is why we will soon see even more examples of Go in mobile apps and probably in some other industries as well. Likewise, with current market scenarios. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive. I didn't know about it at all. So yeah, Golang is still a growing programming language, yet it has achieved massive popularity in this industry, as you have mentioned. So, what are a few business giants that are using Golang?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in that scenario because likewise in current time scenarios, Golang is on its peak actually as a backend services and as a server language. It's very much appreciable by other developers, so they can use it and likewise. So I can say although Go is still a relatively young programming language, it has gained popularity among real business monsters like Google, Netflix, Uber, and other who use Go to scale their products and achieve high performance. Okay, Go is quickly changing for the best, providing more and more tools for mobile and web development, and remarkably decreasing the time and cost of the app development and support. Okay, the main actually backend is used with very different scenarios and every other project. Likewise, Uber is using it for microservices. For with Netflix giant, it's a streaming giant which we all know, using Go for heavy data processing and recommendation system for the system. Okay, and Adobe for server handling, as I told earlier that Go is actually used for the server languages as a server language in current time scenario. Like with the Firefox, Apple, Docker is also created using Golang as a backend. Their entire engine is currently based on Golang. And as per the Kubernetes, because Facebook also like includes Kubernetes using Golang, and YouTube also use Go. So this is how the market captured by a single particular programming language in something very much little less of time, because Java is actually like a giant programming
Hmm.
language. Within years, it can't be like removed with any other programming language like C, C++. So the entire syntax, we can say, the what is actually the base of Golang is actually C.
Hmm.
So which has created with other programming languages are also derived from that particular language. So yeah, with current time scenarios, Golang is used as per the like each and every projects and likewise.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, these are very giant businesses like Uber, Netflix, Firefox, Apple, Docker, and YouTube. Everywhere, Golang is dominating in every industry and domain as well. So, thank you so much, Saurabh, for shedding light on why use Golang and sharing your knowledge in terms of technicality and business perspective as well. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, so I hope the video has helped you decide why use Golang and it was insightful for you. I have attached a few links in the description box that might be helpful for why use Golang. And if you like our video, if you liked whatever the knowledge we have shared right now, so please like, subscribe, and comment below. Yeah, thank you.